to the book of Exodus and chapter 2. Now, if we read from Exodus 2 verses 7 and on, 7 through 10, there's the story there of a woman who spent a lot of time considering the future of her son. And of course, this woman was the mother of Moses. And if we read that story, I'm going to read just a couple of verses here. It says, he said, his sister to the Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for you? And Cheryl talked about the potential and the destiny. This woman who birthed Moses lost control of the son, because at that point, of course, in Egypt, there was a death notice that went out above all the Hebrew men. And an attempt of Pharaoh to keep the population of the Jews down, because it says that these Hebrew women are very fertile and they have lots of children, and because of it, they're almost outnumbering the Egyptians. So we're going to fix that by killing all the males. And a woman in those days had very little control over her life. She was destined to be controlled by her husband. In fact, just about every male of her family could tell her where to go, what to do, and how to do it. And in this case, the mother built her foundation and her ability to believe that her child would be okay on God. Now, it says in Hebrews 11 that this woman did all that she did by faith. She hid her son. She believed that her son would be taken care of, knowing that the parents said that this child is goodly and fair. Her ability to protect the child had to be in God. But you see, the connection between, I'm getting to a point here, so bear with me. The connection between the mother and the child, the destiny that was involved in the future of that child, the mother could only take it so far. She could protect, she could nurture, she could raise, she could feed. But as far as the child being taken care of out of her immediate protection, she had to trust in God. Now, we know in this instance, it's rather wonderful, and I'm sure you know the story, that the nurse that they chose, randomly, seemingly, was the child's own mother. And Pharaoh's daughter wanted a Hebrew woman to nurse a Hebrew child. What are the chances of all the women that could wet nurse a child in Egypt, because there are a lot of women who are childless now because their sons had been murdered? What's the chances of that young child having his own natural mother selected for him? And that child was raised by his own mother in the full admonition and support of Pharaoh and the daughter that found him. So Pharaoh's power on this earth protected him, but God's power in the heavenlies directed his future.